Good evening and welcome to the Dufferin Peel Catholic District School Board Semester 2 e-learning orientation session. Good evening and welcome to the Dufferin Peel Catholic District School Board Semester 2 e-learning orientation. My name is Andy Queechin and I am the Academic Coordinator for Technology-Enabled Learning and Teaching. I will be co-presenting this evening's orientation session with my colleague, Kelly McDougall, who is Dufferin Peel's District e-learning contact. One of the many great things Kelly does within Dufferin Peel is to support teachers and students using the virtual learning environment. Kelly currently supports nearly 35,000 students within this learning environment. This session will be broken down into the following components: taking an e-learning course, what it is, what it looks like, some tips, and a few expectations. And thirdly, Kelly will show you how to access the orientation modules within your course. Although your online course does not officially begin until tomorrow, you'll be able to log into the online environment through Kelly's component this evening, and in the least, be able to access a small orientation module to help you orient and become more familiar and maneuver through the e-learning virtual learning environment. If you have any questions, please feel free to add them on the side of the YouTube channel, but also in the link that we've provided to you for this orientation session. Above that is a link to a Padlet to which you can ask your questions, and we'd be happy to answer them during and also after the session is complete. Again, the reminder, the link to the orientation resources is here. I'm going to ask that you write this link down or you take a picture of this link for later reference. Otherwise, you can always return to this video, which is also being recorded. This is a link where you will find all the resources within this video. You will want to keep this link close in the event that you may need a refresher on how to maneuver through the virtual learning environment. Here are some important dates worth noting. On February 7th, which is tonight, this is when you're able to access the online orientation modules, which would be housed inside of your online course. Tomorrow, February 8th, we're hoping that you would have completed the short orientation module and you can begin your online course. June 19th, an important date, is the final exam date. Looking ahead, that would be during your period 1 of your examination period. The exam will be a proctored exam, and it will be written at your home school on day 1, which is period 1 of your final exams. It is at 12:30. It is a 2-hour exam, and regardless of what period you have been slotted for e-learning. Your e-learning classmates and teacher may not necessarily have the same e-learning schedule as you. Some may be period 2, some period 4, etc. So, if e-learning is not scheduled as your period 1 course, you may be writing 2 exams on that day. Your face-to-face period 1 course in the morning and your e-learning course in the afternoon. So, lots of time to prepare in advance for the day. Other dates within the course, your teachers will provide a calendar for you and be able to provide that for you, such as due dates. A little bit about taking an online course. The tool we'll be using for the e-learning platform is called Brightspace by D2L. Currently, Dufferin Peel has nearly 35,000 students accessing the Brightspace by D2L environment as part of their classroom resources. Different from those 35,000 students, you'll be using this environment for your entire course. What can you expect as a student taking an online course? Taking an online course in many ways is similar to a regular face-to-face course that you would already be familiar with. Your teacher provides learning outcomes and success criteria. They may provide resources and input to get you started as you work through the learning process. You document your learning and you receive feedback to enhance your proficiencies. You communicate and reach out to your teacher the same as you would with your face-to-face teacher. Whether it be questions about the work, seeking clarification, additional support, etc., your e-learning teacher is there to help you. Your online teacher will let you know, once inside the course, the best way to reach them. Example, there is an internal email system within the course. There'll be readings, assignments, cooperative group work, and discussion forums. Discussion forums are actually big components for an online course. You can expect to be asked to participate often. My recommendation would be to participate fully. Your assignments, well, they'll be submitted through Dropboxes. The knowledge building areas, such as readings, videos, etc., may become part of the class discussions. So stay current and on top of your work. Your work habits and skills are truly elevated in an online course. These are skill sets that will not only help you in the long run, having responsibility, being organized, work independently, collaborate, take that initiative, and foster your self-regulation. These are great skills to have. It's a great environment to enhance those skills. As we tell all of our eLearning students, stay on top of the work, ask questions when you need clarity, and be in contact with your classmates and your online teacher. Wanted to share a couple of eLearning tips and expectations. Through Duff & Peel, we've now had thousands of students who have now earned credits through the Duff & Peel eLearning program. We've often talked to the students, what's working for you, how can we enhance our supports for you. We wanted to share some helpful tips as well as some expectations. One expectation. You are expected to log into your course every day. If you're going to be absent, please notify your online teacher prior to your absence through the Brightspace email, the email system that's located within the learning environment. Students can often spend 5 to 12 hours per week on their online course. So comparable to a face-to-face course, it's around the same timelines, and I'll explain that. A regular face-to-face course is typically over 6 hours of class time each week, at roughly 75 minutes per class. Each day you can add on a bit of time for homework, and that's how you get up to your 12 hours. Your teacher is there to support you. So please check in with your teacher and ask for feedback. Ask if what you are producing meets their expectation. There's nothing wrong with asking. Stay in communication with your teacher. You are expected to log into your course every day, but you're not expected to log in over the course of the weekend. Then again, you are expected to manage your time to ensure that work is completed on time. You can also log in any time of the day with an online course. We suggest you take advantage of the time allocated for your eLearning course at your school. Your eLearning teacher will respond to your questions within a 24-hour period. Please plan accordingly. Remember, as I said in an earlier slide, the teacher and student may be having different schedules for the eLearning period. So if your teacher is period 1 and you go in period 2, it may take a little bit of time for your teacher to respond back to you. We say your teacher will respond within 24 hours. So plan ahead so that you provide the necessary time when requiring a response from both your teacher and perhaps your classmates. If for some reason you find yourself pulling back and you've missed a few days, jump back in. Stay active, stay involved in the course. We want to see you succeed. As with your regular face-to-face classrooms, we ask you follow the rules and expectations provided by your online teacher. Although your online teacher may be different, or maybe from a different school than you are, they are your teacher for that course. Like you would in a regular face-to-face classroom, you'd be expected to behave in an online social environment. We also ask they be respectful and courteous and apply the Catholic code of conduct within the course. As with our regular classrooms, we also ask that you follow the Duff & Peel policy concerning plagiarism and copyright laws. It's very important to us that what you hand in is your work. Again, if you ever have any questions, please consult with your online teacher along the way. For those students with an IEP or an individual education plan, your online teacher will contact your school's academic resource department. As well, please feel free to contact your teacher at any time to discuss those supports. There are private channels, and whether you need to have a teacher communicate another way, please, again, start off with the communication online inside the course, and we're here to support you. When it comes to support, there are many ways to receive support when taking an online course. Your eLearning teacher is there to support you with any of your coursework. Your guidance teacher for your school support, such as you may want to stay in the course, you may find the need to withdraw from a course. Your guidance teacher is your point of contact. And that, again, is the guidance teacher in your school. Brightspace has a technical support number. There are 1-800 numbers inside the learning environment, and Kelly will also show you that in a few moments. And that's who you would contact if you need any technical support with your online course. That is also available to you 24/7. And for those with an IP, of course, you can reach out to your ARD teacher and at any time to receive the support that you might need. When you move into your online course, the first thing you're going to see is an orientation module. We ask every student to access the orientation module, every teacher, every administrator, to become more familiar with this learning environment. In a moment, Kelly's going to provide you, will give you a guide and give you a walkthrough with the login process. We'll be able to enter this course. You will not see other modules within your course, as they will be released based on conditions and by calendar. And that will happen through time. If you have any questions regarding your course material, we ask that you connect with your online teacher inside this virtual learning environment. Again, the orientation modules will demonstrate how to do that. I can't stress enough, please do not skip the orientation module. While our goal is to help you to be successful in your e-learning course, you may decide in consultation with your guidance counselor that withdrawing may be the best option for you. Please do follow the standard protocols and connect with your guidance contact in person. We, from our end, cannot demit students from our end. Sadly, if you were to disappear, the marks, you're not hitting the assignments, and it will really reflect in your final outcome in the course. So please do connect with your guidance counselor to follow those proper channels. Also, you want to make sure that you're aware of school deadlines for making course changes. Talked a little bit about what an e-learning course is and some of our expectations and some tips for you. Your teachers will be inside the courses tomorrow, and they'll be able to guide you through the process and they'll reach out and to communicate with you. Stay connected inside of your course and make sure you do log in every day. At this point, I'm going to pass it over to Kelly, who's going to share with you a little bit about how to log in to the course, how to maneuver around on the inside, and where to go in terms of supports. So Kelly, over to you.
Okay, thank you, Andy. So first of all, I'll begin with how to locate the link to get logged in. So if you're at school, you might notice when you log on, you'll have the students page pop up, and Brightspace by D2L is Desire to Learn. If you click on there, that will take you right to the landing page of Brightspace. If you're going from the main site, you can find it by going to eLearning under Programs and Services, or by going under Students to eLearning. So your credentials that you use to log on to Duffer and Peel computers are the same credentials that will get you into this site. So this is the landing page, the main page of our virtual learning environment, Brightspace by D2L. If you've used it in the past, you may have noticed that we have a little bit of a new look here. It's a little cleaner, and it's more responsive to the many devices that you may be using when you access your courses. So everything will show up in the amount of space that you have to look at. So we're going to begin by just taking a quick overview of this main page. You'll see up at the top here, I'm viewing as a student right now. So these are the icons that you have available to you. This is a little help document that helps to remind you where to find things, but you're also going to get an in-depth look at these tools inside your student orientation course. The student and teacher support portal is right here. You click on this. There are a number of things that you can get help from. There are some FAQs, and you could also engage in a live chat to get some support from the vendor. The people at D2L can support with technical questions related to course items, such as using the tools inside your course. They cannot reset passwords. So if you have a password issue, I will give you some information later on how you can resolve that. So if we go back to our main page here, you'll also see that you have a digital toolkit, and inside of there are some other tools that you might find helpful to support your learning inside this virtual learning environment. And your teacher may direct you there or may bring some of those links into your actual course. So what's new about the Daylight is that our courses are housed in a couple spots now. So you'll see this My Course widget over here, and any courses that your teachers have made active will be visible to you here. If for some reason you don't see the course there, there's another spot that you can access courses, and it's up in the top here. It looks like a waffle, and you'll see that there's a course drop down. If there's one that you would like to have come to the top of your list, you just simply click on this pin and pin it. And then you'll see that it also comes to the top over here. Okay, so there were two ways to find that. So once you're inside your course, it will look similar to this. You're going to have a navigational bar at the top here. There are some widgets called announcements. So this is a spot where your teacher will post important information about the release of your content, sometimes some micro lessons, some tips, some interactives, and other items that are important for you to see. On the right-hand side here, you'll see your calendar, and your teacher might also be using an activity feed. And I know that some of our e-learning teachers like to rename this course questions, so that if you have a question about some of the content that everyone may benefit from the answer, you could post your question in this space, and then your teacher can help to support, and even a peer might be able to guide you in the right direction if you have a question. So that's called activity feed, and it also may be renamed course questions. So your teacher will point that out to you once you're inside there. If we look back to this announcement feed, it's an important tool, and you can actually receive notifications when your teacher posts an announcement. And you can get notifications for some other tools as well. So I'm just going to give you a little bit of an overview on where you can go to sign up for those notifications. So this is something that you need to do on your own. Your teacher can't do this for you. They won't have access to this part of your profile. So under your name, you'll see notifications. So when you click on there, you'll see that you can choose to have an email, you can add your mobile phone number, and you can select which of these methods you would like to receive notifications sent to. So if you have a specific email address that you like to use that comes directly to a personal device like a phone, that might be a good choice for this area. If you would like to use your mobile number, you can click here and follow the directions. And then you'll see below there are different functionalities that you can receive a notification for. So announcements is that one that I would recommend for everyone. And you can look through it once you're more familiar with the elements inside your course, which other ones might also be good for you to click off. So like I said, you can choose a text message or an email, just keeping in mind that if you pay for incoming text messages, I wouldn't choose the SMS function. Just stick to email. So once again, that was under our names, and it was under notifications. Okay, so the nav bar is up top here, just like it is on the home page. Each of these icons has different tools housed within it. So you can log into your course and take a closer look at those once you're working through your student module for the orientation. We talked a little bit about the support portal already. It's also right on your course page, so you could get to it from the home page. So even if you weren't inside your course, it's still accessible on the home page. So if we scroll down a bit underneath my announcements, you'll see we have a content browser. So inside the content browser will be different modules. If you want to think about it like you do in face-to-face classes, they might be called units of study. For right now, you'll just have your student orientation module available. So if you click on it, you'll see this is what's going to pop up for you. This is a brand new, great course. It's made by the ministry, TILO, and it's great. It's interactive. It gives you some really great skills in how to become a really great online learner. And also, you can see here how to use the different tools that are inside of your course. So if you spend some time going through the different tiles that you see here, it will answer a lot of questions that you might have about how the tools work inside. I would suggest starting with this, take a quiz. When you click on that, it's going to take you through a quick little quiz. And this is actually helping to create a learner profile. So this will help your teacher to know where you are in your journey as being an e-learning student so they can best support you. So you're going to go through and answer the questions. And at the end, you're going to get a little rating of where you are on the continuum of being a great e-learner. And then you can download that and send it to your teacher inside of the assignment folders. So if you look at the top of our nav bar here, you'll see that we have a blue box. It's like a drop box. It's called assignments. And when you click on that, that's where your assignments are to be loaded to. So just a quick demo. If this is my e-learning assignment, I would just click on there. And then you can see there's a lot of different options for how you can share your learning here. So your teacher will give you specific instructions on how to upload your file. You could leave them an audio message if you wanted to. And if you want to type some information about your assignment, you could do that. You can add links and you can upload files. And so your teacher will work with you more closely to let you know the best way to submit that assignment. When we submit assignments successfully, we will get an email in our Brightspace email confirming that your assignment has been accepted. So just note that everything is time and date stamped. So that will let us know when the assignment was uploaded. So Andy talked a lot about communication. So I just want to show you the quickest way to contact your teacher. All of our communication when we're in an e-learning course goes through the virtual learning environment. So we use the connections that reside or live inside this course to communicate with each other. So this class list will open up. You'll see I have some test students here. Student, 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 and then you'll see this is the teacher. So if I wanted to talk to this teacher, I just have to click on the teacher and it will pop open to the email, and it looks exactly like any other email platform that you're probably already familiar with. So communication is important. If there's something that you want to share with your teacher about your scheduling, or if you have a really specific question, you could email your teacher. Just remember that if it was a more general question, you might want to use the activity feed, because the question that you have, someone else may also have that, and then the answer will be shared for everyone. So I'm in my class list right now. If I wanted to get back to the main page of my course, I can just click on the name of my course up top here. So once again, just to review, this is our navigation bar. Each icon has some tools within it. And if we look up a little bit higher, just the mini bar up here, this is another spot where you can select your course when you're inside of a course. You'll notice that there's some orange dots on these indicators here, and that means that I have something that needs my attention. So under email, obviously there's some message alerts, and there's some other updates here that are probably related to some other courses that I'm moderating or using. So that's a good thing to keep an eye on. And just to review once again, under your name, that's where your notifications reside. So that's a really important thing to set up so that you get the notifications from your teacher when new things are posted or announcements are made. So every day you should be logging in. First place I would come to look would be the announcements. Okay, so for example, right now I just have our student brochure for e-learning housed inside my announcement. And I just wanted to draw your attention to a few things because this is a good way to communicate especially if you're having some login issues. Okay, so as Andy had spoken about, the links to the presentation are here. If you had a question during the presentation, you could ask it here. I'll probably take that one off after our presentation is over. And then the important dates and expectations. Catholic graduate expectations are here. How to log in is right here as well. The e-learning homepage of finding your course, I've made a video and attached it. Setting up notifications and account setting, I've also added a video here and a little tour of your orientation course, which is similar to what I've shown you tonight. Some tips for being a great e-learner, how to protect personal information. And then this is important down here. We mentioned the support portal already. If you haven't already done so, you should register yourself for the password reset tool. So this is in case you forget your network password and you're unable to access DP computers or your courses. If right now you're fine with your password, just make sure that you've registered for this reset in case in the future you forget your password. And then at the bottom of this brochure, I have click here if you've forgotten your network password. So if you have already done step 1 and signed yourself up for the reset, if you do forget your password in the future, you can just come back to this brochure and click here, and it will set you up with the ability to reset your own password. Okay, there's some other interesting information here. Google Chrome is one of the best browsers to use to make all of the tools inside of your course function at the best level that they can. Once again, if you do have problems logging into your course, please ask a teacher at school to reset your password if that's the issue. But if you can log in and you can't find your course, you can feel free to notify me here. So if you bookmark this digital flyer, then you'll have access to it for the future. And if there's anything new coming up, I will also add it here. And I will also, of course, put all the important announcements for the system for everyone on the landing page of our VLE virtual learning space here, Brightspace by D2L. Okay, so we will have a look and see if there's any further questions. I'm actually just going to look at some of the questions here while we have them. Unit tests, you will be having evaluations online. Your teacher will explain in more detail what that's going to look like. As we already mentioned, your final exam is a face-to-face pen and paper, pencil and paper exam. Okay.
Kelly, can I jump in for a moment?
Yes.
So I've been answering some questions here on both the YouTube channel, but also in the Padlet, and the questions are coming up about the tests. And I just wanted to kind of remind the students out there that it's not just about the online test. Assignments are a big component in this course where it's research-based, and there's a lot of reflective thought, and you'll be heading those into your Dropboxes. So that's very common, but also discussion forums are very popular as well. And there may be some assessments happening in there. So a little hint when you get involved, just as they're doing here in the chat room, they're doing a great job. When you get involved in those discussions, my advice to them would be to really get involved in those discussions and elaborate, because your teachers are sitting in there and they are assessing. And a lot of times what they'll say in those discussion forums end up becoming components to other assessment pieces. So the students who are already practicing and talking in those environments are actually gathering the information they need for other assessments out there. A little bit of a tip for them.
Okay, so just to leave you with the reminder that all of the important information about our presentation tonight is in the digital flyer that we provided. Your guidance department should have a poster with a QR code and the link. It's also available within the learning environment. So if you look back on some past announcements, I've put it in a few times, so you should be able to access it there. And I think many of your e-learning teachers will also make it available in the news item, or even some of them have put it into a widget for you, so it's handy. So I think that's going to bring us to the end of our presentation. Please know that if you need any further assistance, we provided you with some methods to contact us. And remember that we want you to have a great e-learning journey, and we're here to support you. So please make sure that you keep open lines of conversation with your teachers so that you can ensure your success. And thank you for joining us this evening. All the best to you in your learning journey.